Dhara Seva Sada Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. This is Aditi Devi Dasi. Welcome all of you to Bhakti Sangha conference call this morning. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name, which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in the Padma Purana. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotee who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigod like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in the pursuance to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call this morning. Let us move to our next session. Please unmute yourself, dear devotees, and introduce yourself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Priti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every morning. Thanks for your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas, wishing everyone happy Ekadasi.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Dandavat Pranam to you. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every morning. Thank you so much for all your services, Mataji. And happy Ekadashi to you and everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago and wish you happy Ekadashi to everyone.
Hare Krishna. Yashamati Priya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, joining every morning. Thanks for your association and happy Ekadashi to you and everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji. My humble obeisances to you and all assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Param Pavani Shama Devidasi from Baltimore, Maryland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Parama Pavani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining. Dandavat Pranam and happy Ekadashi to you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. My Dandavat Pranams to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. This is Shushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every morning. Thanks for your association and all your services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shyama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shamaguri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Dandavat Pranam to you, Mataji. Thank you for joining every morning. Thank you for all your services and your association, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
All
Aditi
glory
Devi.
to Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj is my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumar Devidasi from Radhana.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every morning, and thank you for your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Devi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembled devotee, and happy Ekadasis to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining, and thank you for your association. Hare Krishna. I think Prabhuji has joined. So let us move to our next session. We are very fortunate to have His Grace Vrindavan Prabhuji this morning. And I would like to introduce and give a brief introduction for His Grace Vrindavan Prabhuji. His Grace Vrindavan Prabhuji is a senior disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Prabhuji is a postgraduate of Commerce and Business Management in India, but he gave up his high-paying job to serve humanity in his youth. He served in RSS and Vishwa Hindu Parishad by opening a school for the blind and orphanage and hospitals. Vrindavan Prabhuji first came in contact with ISKCON in 1974, and understanding that spreading the true message of Bhagavad Gita is the highest welfare activity, he joined as a full-time preacher in 1985. Under the guidance of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he has opened many practicing centers in ISKCON and developed them into successful congregational preaching centers. For over 30 years, he has done many valuable services, including temple president, traveling Sankirtan party leader, head pujari, temple commander, brahmachari training program leader, congregational preaching leader, padayatra coordinator, spiritual mentor, accountant, etc. At present, he stays with his family in Pune, India. He travels all over India, America, and Europe for preaching the message of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you, His Grace Vrindavan Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. We are very fortunate to have you this morning, Prabhuji, and thank you so much for your valuable time and association. Prabhuji will be, sorry, just a moment. Yeah, and Prabhuji will be enlightening us today on Srimad Bhagavatam class, which is canto, it is 7.926. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. As usual, we'll begin with Jai Radha Madhav for a short time.
Yes.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. नाम संकीर्तन की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. So today we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, Text 26. So we'll read the verse, translation and purport. Kaham raja prabhava isha tamo adhikesmin jatas suretara kule kvatavanukamba na brahmano na tu bhavasya na vairamaya yanmer pitah shirasi padmakara prasadaha. Translation. O my Lord, O Supreme, because I was born in the family full of the hellish material qualities of passion and ignorance, what is my position and what is to be said of your causeless mercy, which was never offered even to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, or the goddess of fortune Lakshmi? You never put your lotus hand upon their heads, but you have put it upon mine. Purport by His Divine Grace, S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prahlad Maharaj was surprised at the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. For although Prahlad was born in a demonic family, and although the Lord had never before placed his lotus hand on the head of Brahma, Shiva, or the goddess of fortune, his constant companion, Lord Nrsimhadev kindly placed his hands on the head of Prahlad. This is the meaning of causeless mercy. The causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead may be bestowed upon anyone, regardless of his position in this material world. Everyone is eligible to worship the Supreme Lord, irrespective of his material position. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, text 26. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati tyaitan brahma bhujaya kalpate. Translation. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Anyone who engages in continuous devotional service to the Lord is situated in the spiritual world and has nothing to do with the material qualities, Sattva Guna, Rajaguna and Tamoguna. Because Prahlad Maharaj was situated on the spiritual platform, he had nothing to do with his spiritual body, which had been born of the modes of passion and ignorance. The symptoms of passion and ignorance are described in Srimad Bhagavatam as lust and hankering, tada rajastamo bhavaha, kamulobhadayaschaye. Prahlad Maharaj, being a great devotee, though the body born of his father to be born of passion and ignorance, but because Prahlad was fully engaged in the service of the Lord, his body did not belong to the material world. The pure Vaishnava's body is spiritualized even in this life. For example, when iron is put into a fire, it becomes red hot and is no longer iron but fire. Similarly, the so-called material bodies of devotees who fully engages in devotional service of the Lord, being constantly in the fire of spiritual life, have nothing to do with matter but are spiritualized. Srila Madhvacharya remarks that the goddess of fortune, the mother of the universe, could not get mercy similar to that which was offered to Prahlad Maharaj. For although she is goddess of fortune, is always a constant companion of the Supreme Lord, the Lord is more inclined to his devotees. In other words, devotional service is so great that when it is offered even by those born in low families, the Lord accepts it as being more valuable than the service offered by the goddess of fortune. Lord Brahma, King Indra, and the other demigods living in the upper planetary systems are situated in a different spirit of consciousness, and therefore they are sometimes troubled by demons. But a devotee, even if situated in the lower planets, enjoys life in Krishna consciousness under any circumstances. Paratas svata karmataha, as he acts himself, as he is instructed by others, or as he performs his material activities. He enjoys life in every respect. In this regard, Madhvacharya quotes the following verses, which are mentioned in the Brahma Taraka. See, Sri Brahma Brahma Vidan Dradit Trikatat Tripurustha Tadanne Chakrama Deva Sat Muktau Smrtau Api Haribhaktau cha tad rajai tad jnane sukhe cha niyamena tu paratah svata kramato va na kathanchit tad anyata. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamuscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you for giving me this opportunity once again to serve all of you. Happy Ekadashi. Are you able to hear me? Just can you just...
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, coming back to the verse, can you put that one more time? I will read it, just the verse and the translation. Kwaham raja prabhava isha tamo adhikesmin jata suretara kule kvatamanukamba na brahmano na tu bhavasya na vairamaya yanmer pitaha shirasi padmakara prasadaha. And the translation goes, O my Lord, O Supreme, because I was born in a family full of the hellish material qualities of passion and ignorance, what is my position? And what is to be said of your causeless mercy, which was never offered even to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, or the great goddess of fortune, Lakshmi? You never put your lotus hands upon their hands, but you have put it upon mine. So in this verse, we see the humility, and it is called dainya in technical language. He means from your heart, you feel very, very low when you are standing in front of the Lord or in front of the spiritual master or Vaishnavas. So you never think that you are qualified to receive the mercy, or you never think that you have a right for devotional service. On the contrary, you think that you are not qualified for the devotional service. You have no right to perform any devotional service, but it's simply a causeless mercy of the Lord, causeless mercy of the Vaishnavas. And this is the mood that attracts the mercy of the Lord. Not that I know everything and I know you are the supreme person, I know I am your servant and therefore I am serving. It is a great favor I am doing on you. So this is not the way we go and approach Krishna. So you see why materialistic people fail to understand Krishna. Because first thing, they think they are the most knowledgeable and they think that they have more knowledge than the supreme creator who have given them a little brain and that little knowledge. They think by that knowledge they can understand Krishna. So that is not possible. And they try to uh, play with the words of the scriptures and they think they are the most intelligent people. But actually, who is the most intelligent person? Who just repeats what Krishna says. There is no need of any interpretation. There is no need of any, of meaning you have to give. You can explain them in a way related to the message of Bhagavad Gita or message of Bhagavatam or scripture, but not show that you know better than what is Krishna is saying. So therefore, you see, most of the people, those who know the scriptures, they don't know who Krishna is. And as Prabhupada many times said, they talk about Bhagavad Gita, but they don't even know who Krishna is. And there are some people, they talk about Bhagavad Gita, but they don't accept Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They don't even accept Krishna is some superior, Krishna is some kind of a demigod or something. So therefore, this is the reason why non-devotees or those who are not surrendered to Krishna fail to understand this pre-personality of Godhead, what to speak of serving and loving him. So here we learn from Prahlad Maharaj how he is humbling himself and he is presenting himself that he is not qualified. He is born of a father who is a demon, and the family around him is people all are in the mode of ignorance and passion. So in that house Prahlad Maharaj is born, but nevertheless he has got what even the Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Indra, all the devatas, and what to speak of all these, even Lakshmi, the constant companion of Vishnu, don't get that favor of having hand on their head. So Prahlad Maharaj, when he is asked by the demigods to pacify Narsingadev by saying his ferocious Swarupa, as Narsingadev. So even Lakshmi could not, she was afraid, nobody could go. All the demigods are also afraid. So Prahlad Maharaj, who is kind of a little boy in front of Narsingadev, and of course Hiranyakashipu was a mighty demon. So, but he was not afraid. He was completely depending on Krishna. So therefore, he is surprised that Krishna is he. See, he never thought that my parents and my everybody tortured me so much, and that they threw me in the pit of snakes and they threw me over the cliff. They gave me poison. They boiled me in the oil. I have done so much, and therefore Krishna had to appear and protect me. And this was my right, or this was my qualification. That's why Narasimha appeared. So he didn't say that. He did go through so much of torture. He did go through so many austerities, but he never thought that's a qualification for him. He just wanted to show his faith. He just wanted to show Hiranyakashipu that Ito Narsinga Parato Narsinga. Krishna is there within and without. And simply by his faith, and he to protect his faith and to protect his devotee, Krishna appeared as Narasimhadev, as he has promised to all the demigods when they approached him and complained him about, reported him about the Hiranyakashipu. So Krishna is keeping his promise, but Prahlad Maharaj is not considering that that is his qualification. He still thinks, this is a great mercy, it's a great benediction that you don't give your mercy easily to everybody, but you have placed your hand on my head. And Prabhupada mentions this is the causeless mercy. And anyone who is qualified to get that causeless mercy, to provide it, what is the, how he got the causeless mercy? Because he humbled himself. And therefore, Prabhupada mentions one verse from Bhagavad Gita, Mam chayo abhyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate, sagunan samatite tan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in devotional service and who does not fall down in any circumstances, at once transcend the modes of material nature. So no matter, even though you are born in surroundings of passion, goodness, or ignorance, doesn't matter. Whether your body is in the mode of passion, ignorance, or goodness, it doesn't matter. As soon as you take the process of Krishna consciousness, you transcend all these three modes. And immediately you became on the platform of soul. So therefore, this transcendental knowledge, Prabhupada is explaining, how is it? It is like an iron rod, just like an iron rod. When the rod is not used for many days, it develops some rust on it. Sometimes the rust becomes more than that the original iron if it is not used for a long time. So what happens? The iron, when you just put it in the fire, immediately the iron and the rust, both of them, they take the red color of the fire. At that time, it is not possible to discriminate what is rust and what is iron. But eventually, the rust will go away, rust will be totally burned, and only the iron will be left. Similarly, the human body, no matter even though it is made from sattva, raja, and tama, from blood, urine, pus, and bones, and all these dirty things, pancha mahabhutas. But as soon as you engage, so this body is like a rust for millions of lifetimes on the soul. So as soon as you engage in devotional service, the rust is slowly is burned. Even in the beginning, it will be there for some time. But if you continuously just keep the iron in the fire, that's what you have to make sure. Just we have to be in the fire of Krishna consciousness. Just we have to be in the association of devotees who are fired up, who are Krishna conscious. Read Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavatam, chant Hare Krishna every day. It doesn't matter. It may take some time. In the beginning, there will not be some test of the holy name. In the beginning, there will not be a test of reading Bhagavatam or listening Krishna Katha. But knowing that this is a fire which is burning the rust, which is accumulated on my heart for many, many, many lifetimes. If we, as he is saying, Mam chayo avyabhicharena, by constant practice, he will not fall down. If he is steadfast, or if he is completely fixed in sadhana, he is completely fixed, he knows that he has to do it, and therefore he is doing it. Just like when you go to a doctor, if you develop some kind of a deadly disease, it is not cured in one visit to the doctor, and he gives you medicine, and slowly you start seeing the symptoms, and you may not have completely cured, but slowly you can see you start feeling little better, and eventually as you take the medicine, the disease will completely go away. So similarly, this is a disease of this material body, and three modes of material nature are there. So at least you try to bring it to the platform of Sattva Guna. And from there, we can take off to Shuddha Sattva. So that is how just staying in this association of devotees, that is most important, no matter what, how many difficulties, understanding the lot of rust is there on my heart of millions of years that needs to be burned. The process works, and who is the proof for that? These are the Mahajans. Prahlad Maharaj is there, and he is saying that even though I was born, but still I got your mercy. And therefore, Prabhupada is quoting Madhvacharya also, how he says that why Prahlad Maharaj got the mercy, because of his devotional service. He attracted the mercy of the Lord. So this is the main theme of this sloka, how to attract the mercy of the Lord. And how he attracted the mercy of Lord? Dainyam, by showing his humility. So we cannot approach God just like Prabhupada always gives an example. If your glass is already full, you cannot get water. So when we go to spiritual master, our glass has to be empty. I don't know anything. And that is the way you go in front of senior devotees, when you go in front of Guru, when you go in front of Krishna. And, traditionally also, when you go in front of any, by age, those who are, older than you, like parents or. So when you go in front of them, we should not see them like externally. We should learn them by their instruction, because uh, otherwise, by challenging that, we will lose the knowledge which we are getting, and we will not have respect for the real knowledge which we are getting. So therefore, to attract the mercy, we have to be humble, and that is the nature we see. Mahajano ena vatasa panta. We can see in all the lives of Mahajan how they humbled themselves. So he is the Prahlad Maharaj, is one of the greatest of the Mahajan. Now, today's lecture, I would like to get some of these Mahajans or some of the devotees, how they humbled themselves, and how they attracted the mercy of the Lord. So there's another devotee who is a grandson, is also one of the 12 Mahajan, Balir Vaiyasaki Vayam. So Bali Maharaj, this is in the 5th canto, 24th chapter, text 26. So I'll just read the translation. Bali Maharaj said, persons like us who are still attached to material enjoyment, who are contaminated by the modes of material nature, and who lack the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, cannot follow the supreme path of Prahlad Maharaj, the exalted devotee of the Lord. And he's showing his inability, or he is not capable to attract the mercy of the Lord like Prahlad Maharaj. And what is he saying? He's still attached to material enjoyment. We have to admit that we are attached to material enjoyment, and one who is contaminated by modes of material nature. We have to admit that we are contaminated by modes of material nature, and who lack the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if you are contaminated, if you are attached to material enjoyment, definitely Krishna is not going to give you his complete mercy. But because we are practicing faithfully, that is the reason Krishna is giving us his mercy, and that's why he gets the mercy. So therefore, what is the Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj is saying? So I'm not qualified like Prahlad Maharaj, I'm not qualified like Prahlad Maharaj, So therefore, Prabhupada, in this purport, he is very nice, he said, this is not an artificial exhibition of humility. So our humility should not be artificial, external. We should really feel that in our heart. Many times we see devotees saying, oh, I am so fallen and everything. And Prabhupada said, you are nothing. You are not fallen, or you are not elevated. So we are nothing. So Prabhupada says this is not an exhibition. So what Prahlad Maharaj is saying, or what Bali Maharaj is saying in this sloka, or the many examples that I'm going to give today, it is not, they're just exhibition of humility. A Vaishnava sincerely think this way, and therefore never admits his exalted position. So who is exalted? Who sincerely thinks that he is fallen. No, he don't act like he is a fallen. He don't do any mistakes, but still his devotional service is perfect. Sometimes we fail to understand how a spiritual master or devotee is perfect. His perfection is in following the scripture. There may be some external material mistakes according to our conception of looking at person. But because he is 100% practicing Krishna consciousness according to Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, the spiritual master, the Sampradaya and the scripture, at least he is trying to. So that is the perfectness. That is the perfectness. So Srila Prabhupada, out of humility, he also used to say that I am imperfect, but my Guru Maharaj is perfect. So this is the mood of a Vaishnava. He never thinks that he is perfect, but he is following a perfect parampara. He is following a perfect spiritual master. He is following the perfect message of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is his perfection. He may have some kind of a external material kind of a, uh, downfalls like what we find normally in other person. But these are external. They will go away eventually if a devotee sincerely keep on practicing. And at the practicing stage, there may be some faults in somebody, but they will go away. And who says that? All these Mahajans, all these great devotees, they say that this is just a matter of time. And therefore, they will go away eventually. So that is the reason we have to keep on trying best, whatever we are doing, and with the faith that all the Acharya has given us the path and the way they are showing how to attract the mercy of the Lord by humbly presenting ourselves himself. Another reason, another example we can see, Akrura. Now Kamsa is sending Akrura to Gokul Vrindavan to bring Krishna and Balaram. Now Akrura is he is a pure devotee. Not only pure devotee, he is also a relative of Krishna, and now he is Kamsa has sent him. Now he is coming to Vrindavan. Of course, Vrindavan is not new to him, but anytime he goes to Vrindavan, this is the explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srila Prabhupada also told that we should always, and many of the devotees will tell you, many times people understand, Prabhuji, what should be our mood when we go to any dham. So this is the mood where Akrura is presenting, which is documented in Srimad Bhagavatam. How he went to Vrindavan. What is the mood we should have when you go to Vrindavan? So here we see, as here the Akrura is coming, then Akrura, what is he thinking? What pious deeds have I done? Kim maya acharitam bhadram. What pious things I have done? Or kim taptam param tapaha. What severe austerities I have undergone. Kim yatapya harte dattam. What worship performed or charity I have given till today. 2. Yadruksham yabhya keshavam. That I will see Lord Keshav. So this is what we should be thinking. What I have done. I have done nothing. I have not given any charity. I have not performed any pious activity. I have not undergone any severe austerities. I have not done any pious things. So still, this Krishna has mercifully allowed me to serve him. So this is the mood of Akrura when he is traveling to Vrindavan. So this is what is Akrura's humility. He says, what I have done, I have not done anything. I am not qualified to enter Vrindavan. And since I am a materialistic person, absorbed simply in sense gratification, I think it is as difficult for me to have gotten this opportunity to see Lord Uttama Sloka as it would be for one born a Shudra to be allowed to recite the Vedic mantras. So see, this is his mode. What is he thinking? I'm a materialistic person, absorbed simply in sense gratification, which is not true, But he is saying that out of his humility, because even if there is a little stress, in our mind and heart and in our brain, that to the enjoyment of this world, it is impediment in devotional service. And that is what he is expressing. Sometimes we always think, so I have no intention of sense gratification. I am so pure and everything. But Krishna knows our heart. Whatever we are not seeing, Krishna is seeing in our heart. So better we admit, before Krishna picks it up from our heart, he sees it. When you go to the deity darshan, it is not that you are taking darshan. Krishna is also seeing your heart. Everybody's heart, Krishna is saying. So if you present this, Krishna says, yes, I know that. So what are you doing about it? So here Akrura is saying, since I'm a materialistic person absorbed simply in sense gratification, I think it is difficult for me. So he's not he's not expecting, he's not thinking that he is qualified to see Krishna. He said it is as difficult, Uttama Sloka. Krishna is glorified by Uttama Sloka, beautiful hymns and verses and slokas in the scriptures. So what is my qualification? I'm not at all qualified to see Uttama Sloka. It is as rare as the low class person, the people on the fourth class, they are normally they are not allowed to read Vedic scriptures. The reason being, it is not why they are not allowed, because unless you purify yourself by your mind, intelligence, and your body, you cannot understand the scripture. So you have to go to proper guru, and under his direction you learn the scriptures. So therefore, Akrura is saying that I'm not qualified. I'm a materialistic person. I'm not qualified to enter Vrindavan. But now the next verse is more important. Why he's going? If you are not qualified, still you have to go, because that will make you qualified by going there. So next is, this is the mood of Akrura. But enough of such thoughts. Now he's telling his mind, but enough of such thoughts. Now, yes, now you admit that you are fallen. But what you have to believe? After all, even a fallen soul like me can have the chance to behold the infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead, for one of the conditioned souls being swept along in the river of time, many sometimes reach the shore. So he has a faith in Krishna's mercy. He said, I am fallen, I admit. But if Krishna is there, he is Achyuta. He never falls down. So if you take shelter of Achyuta, then he can lift you, no matter how fallen you are. So your fallen status is weak in front of the strong Krishna, who can pull you out of this fallen status. So yes, we are fallen, but who can pull out from that situation? And that is Krishna. And that is what he is saying here. So I have come here. So behold the infallible super soul, a Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he, even though I am not, I am fallen, but I am Patita, but Krishna is called Patita Pavan. That is why I am here. And that is the reason I have come to Vrindavan. That is the reason. In fact, he has come to all the, bring Krishna and Balaram to have a fight. Kamsa wants to have a fight, and in fact, Kamsa wants to kill Krishna and Balaram. He cannot go to Gokul, so he has to bring them out. So that's what Akrura is doing. He knows what he is doing. He knows that Krishna and Balaram are going to come, and he has a faith that they are not going to be killed. In fact, they will kill Kamsa. So this Akrura knows the Supreme Personality of God. Akrura knows Krishna. And when he is entering in Gokul Vrindavan, that is his thought. That, is like getting Lord's mercy, because if you keep in touch with him, if you surrender to him, if you listen, then definitely he will give. So now he is thinking, today all my sinful reactions have been eradicated and my birth has become worthwhile, since I will offer my obeisances to the Supreme Lord's lotus feet, which many yogis, mystic yogis, they meditate upon. So this is his fortune. So we have to understand how fortunate we are to be Krishna consciousness. Krishna conscious. Some people, we fail to understand, therefore we take it very lightly. When we go to temple, when we go in the association of devotees, we fail to understand. Sometimes we feel, oh, we are hearing that all the time, same thing, same katha, same kirtan, same Hare Krishna mantra, same prasad, same deities, but that is becoming familiar. We are not getting attracted to them. It is becoming familiar. And therefore, because we do not have this mood, because we think, oh, once I went to temple, I have seen it. No, that's our mood. Just like going to some picnic spot. Next time when you think, oh, I have seen it. So this is going to temple is not like going to picnic spot. Every second is different. Why we are not enjoying? Because we have not developed that taste yet. So therefore, understanding this is the medicine. This is what I have to do. And with what mood? I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I have no knowledge. I have no attraction to deities. I have no attraction to the temple. I have no attraction to the holy name. So if we have this mood, then Krishna will give us the mood. Otherwise, I do not have any taste. I better I give up. I do not have any, I don't have, like to go to temple. Oh, better I give it up. So what happens? The Maya already is sitting there next to you to catch you. Or we are giving our, a neck in the hands of Maya. Okay, you can cut it. So even if you don't feel, we should have this humble mood. Then we'll feel like going. If I know that I have everything, then why will feel like taking shelter of somebody who is superior? So that is the mood, he said, all going to temple, what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, coming to Krishna consciousness, after how long? Tesham tvantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam drudavratam. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that see how rare, how fortunate we are to get this process of Krishna consciousness. Tesham tvantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam. Those all sinful activities are eradicated. And those who have accumulated heaps of pious activities, only those people, Isham Dandagatam Papam, Jananam Punyakarmanam, te Dvandva Moha Nirmukta. Those who are free from Dvandva, that means dualities, and the Moha, those who are free from hankering and illusion, they only get to this path. So we are not like that, but still Krishna has given us the path. So this is the qualification of becoming to Krishna consciousness, completely becoming free from sinful activities, completely becoming free from dualities, completely becoming free from illusion and attraction of this world. Then Krishna says, He bhajante mam dhruvrata. Only these people can worship me with firm, determination and conviction. So even though we are not on that stage, therefore, if we have humbled ourselves, let us admit that I am not on that stage. So I require more mercy, and therefore we become more humble, like all these great souls. I have no attachment. I am materialistic. And this humble mood from heart, not just for showing outside, from our heart, because Krishna is sitting in our heart and He is watching all our activities. That will, attract our mercy and attract the mercy of the Lord. And then not the mood of I know everything. So that is why we go to temple. It is a practice. We go to temple, we chant Hare Krishna, we eat prasadam, we read scripture, in a humble mood. I don't know anything. In fact, if you take a Bhagavatam, start reading it, your mind will say, oh, you read that already. You read that already. You know these things. And you close the book and try to remember, you don't know anything. So who is that telling you I know everything? So that's mind is trying to take you away so that you can go and read something nonsense. So, and there you feel, oh, even though you're not, they have read that many times, still you see that again and again and again and again. Even though it is ruining a life, but still you see those things again and again and again. But we are supposed to read again and again and again the Bhagavatam, chant again and again, is the same thing. So why we do not have developed that taste? Because we are not humbly approaching. We are not, dedicating ourselves in that humility, in that process of devotional service, humility. So that's you can see there's a first quality Krishna mentioned in the knowledge, amanitvam, humility. So unless we have this humility, at least in front of God and senior devotees and those who are older than us, unless we have this humility, we'll never learn anything. Or even if they are teaching something, we will take it very lightly, or we'll think it will not attract us. So this is what we see Akrura is doing here. Now we see this Akrura, Prahlad, Bali Maharaj. What is their status, compared to what devotional service we are doing? But they are humbling themselves just to show us. Even Arjuna, you can see, even in Bhagavad Gita, first chapter is Vishada. Arjuna is expressing his, inabilities, why he don't want to fight. And then he says, I don't know, I'm confused now. I'm confused. So please, you guide me. So this is what even Arjuna is, he's showing that he's not capable to understand what's going on around. So Arjuna, he don't understand what's going on around. Who are we? We think that we know everything what's going on around, and still we lament, still we cry, still we do so many things that we, in this world when they are affected to us. If you know everything, you should not get affected. If you know everything, you should not be disturbed. If you know everything, you should be always practicing Krishna consciousness. So if you are not doing that, that means we don't know anything. So admit that, it is not a humility, it's a practical. It is true that we do not have any attraction. We do not have any attraction for Krishna's message or practice of Krishna consciousness. So it is not, as Prabhupada explains, it is not a show of humility. That should come from our heart. Really, Krishna, I don't know anything, So that will attract the heart of Krishna. So here we come back again to another example of Sudama. So Sudama, his wife tells him, go, Krishna now, he has become a king of Dwarka. And I heard that he never leaves that place, and always there. So why don't you go and meet your old friend? So you are like a poor Brahmana, he will give something. Of course, that was not the intention of Sudama. Sudama's intention is, at least in some pretext, I will meet my old friend. I will meet Krishna, who is my old friend. He never came with the thought of, I will get so much of opulence of Krishna, everything. For him, the opulence was association of Krishna. The real opulence is Krishna consciousness. So he knew that. So his wife was thinking, so go and get some money. So Sudama left house. Wife was happy because my husband is gone to see Krishna. She was thinking, oh, he'll come up with a lot of money. But that was not Sudama's intention. Sudama's intention that he is getting more treasure than what money he would have got. What is that treasure? Personal association of Lord Krishna. What a great fortune is that. And he comes there, and he sits with, Krishna welcomes him. He asks Rukmini to fan him. Krishna personally washes his feet. Can you imagine? He's coming as poor Brahmana. He makes him sit on a high seat, and Krishna personally washes his feet and teaches us how we should respect a Brahmana. Krishna personally gives his own seat. Nowadays you can see how the politicians are so much attached to their own seat. Then Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, nobody is above him. And just imagine what is the value of that seat, But he is giving that seat to Sudama, making him bigger than him and washing his feet. This is the fortune of Sudama. But Sudama is not thinking like that. But as a Brahmana, because he is taking the service from even Krishna, because Krishna wants to show through him how Brahmana should be respected. So taking service from Krishna is a service to Krishna for Sudama. So it is very difficult to understand. He is taking service from Krishna to serve Krishna, to let the whole eternity to come, how Krishna himself respects the Brahmana and how we should be respecting Brahmana. So Krishna, Sudama is doing service to Krishna, and he is allowing to serve him. Now, what is him? Then he is, while he is leaving, how these thoughts are coming in Sudama's mind. What is he saying? Kwaham daridram papiyan. He said that who am I? A sinful, poor friend of he's a poor friend of Krishna. Kwaham daridra papiyan. Ko Krishna Sriniketana. Who is Krishna? Sriniketan. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. I am a sinful person. Kwaham papiham. So I am the sinful person. But Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, full of six opulences. No. Brahma bandhur ritismaham bahubhyam parirambita. I am like simply, nonetheless, he has embraced me with his two arms. So he said, this is he is not thinking that I am qualified. He said, I am Papi. Who am I? I am Papi, a poor Brahmana. What is my qualification to go and see the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Unless he desires, he cannot enter inside. Unless he desires. You just imagine if you have to see the president of a country, unless he desires, you cannot go to see him. No, you cannot, no matter how big you are. So unless he gives mercy, unless he gives permission. Now here, not only giving permission to Sudama, he is welcoming and he is worshipping him. And still Sudama thinks he is not qualified. That is why, that is his qualification. He's not thinking that he's qualified, that is his qualification. Being humble, being accepting his low position. I'm so sinful. He said, I'm low born, I'm so sinful. So this is the mood, there is a very nice prayer. I exactly forgot what's the source of that prayer. It's about when you are taking bath. This is what I learned with my parents when I was a child. It's very nice prayer. Papoham papa karmoham papatma papu sambhava trahiyam krupaya gange. Sometimes it's trahiya krupayam hare. So I don't know the last word. It said papoham, I am sinful. Papa karmoham. He said whatever activities I am doing, they are also sinful. Papoham, papa karmoham, papatma. I am completely, embodiment of sinful activities. Papa sambhava. Whatever I am doing is all, possibly they are all sinful activities. Trahimam. Only you can free me from all these bad qualities. Trahiyam kupaya. So this is what you say, and you take a dip in Ganga. And this is what you say in front of Hari. So this is, what is that mood means? You don't have to be Papa, Papatma and all these things. But in our mind, when you go to take a bath in Ganga or go to temple, this should be our mood. You don't have to be papi. You don't have to be sinful. And you don't have to perform any activity that are sinful. So this is the mood we see, which is presented by all these great souls. Now, coming to the, just a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's era. So when Sanatan Goswami, they left the government, the service of Hussain Basha, and they were very intelligent. They were renounced. They had all the qualities to become a devotee. They were devotees. But when when Sanatan Goswami, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that you meet me. So he came to know, Sanatana Goswami came to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Varanasi in the house of Tapan Mishra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting inside, and Sanatana Goswami, because he had traveled through the forest and long travel, so his body has completely become dirty, and the hairs and everything, it become dirty. Only he has one good shawl which was given to him by one of his relatives. That was the only good thing he had. Otherwise, he was dirty and all these things. And he came and he stood in front, outside the house of Tapan Mishra in Varanasi. And at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting inside with Tapan Mishra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Tapan Mishra, he said, go outside. There is some Vaishnava standing. Bring him inside. So Tapan Mishra goes out, and normally you see when a Vaishnava is standing, you see, tilak is there, his shaved head or whatever. He has a nice dress or something. You don't have any tilak or anything. So he saw and he said, I didn't see any Vaishnava outside. He said, is there anyone standing outside? He said, yes, there is some Darveshi standing. So Darveshi means who is unclean, who is unclean. So Darveshi is standing there outside. Then he said, call him in. He's not a Darvishi, he's Sanatan Goswami. So he calls him inside, and then he tells him, Sanatan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately embraces him, and he said, go and take a bath, and then talk. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatan Goswami, they are talking. Now, how Sanatana Goswami is presenting? You can see here. He said, Nicha Jati, Nicha Sangi, Patita Adham. He said, I am born in Nicha Jati. I am born I'm low class by birth. Nicha Sangi, my associates are also low class. Patita, I am fallen. Adham, I am the lowest of human beings. And he says, Kuvishaya, Kupepadi, Kuvishaya. I am always engaged in sense gratification. Then Gruhihina Janma said, I have passed my whole life fallen in the well of sinful materialism. That is how he is presenting. And he says, Apanera hitati kichu nahi janina. I do not know the goal of my life. Who is saying that? Sanatana Goswami, who is a scholar. He said, Apanera hita. I do not know what is beneficial for me. I do not know what is good for me. I do not know what is bad for me. I don't know. Kichu nahi jane. I don't know anything. Gramya vyavahare pandita. No, I am like people call me Gramya Vyavahare. I'm dealing with people, what they consider him, I am a great scholar. People call me a great Gramya Vyavahare. I am Pandita. I am great scholar. Tai Satyamani. And my fault is I accept it is a true. Now, what is how Sanatana Goswami is humble. He said, Gramya Vyavahare, people think that I am a great scholar. Now it is okay if people say great scholar. That's okay. But he is saying, I believe it. So that is my fault. So if someone says you are great and we believe it, that's our fault. Even though you are great, somebody sees greatness. So if you think that I am great because somebody is saying, and that is humility. Even though he is great, he is saying that I am not great. Even though people say, they is saying great, I am not great. And that is why he is saying, and he is humbling himself. He's saying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I don't even know ke ami. I don't even know who am I. Kene amitya jare tapatraya. I don't even know. Why do these threefold miseries always give me trouble? I don't even know. Now, iha nahi jani. I do not know this. And kemane hit hoya. I do not know. What is the benefit of this human form of life? How am I to should take advantage of this life? What is beneficial? Now, can you imagine? This is very basic knowledge. And Sanatana Goswami is saying, I don't know who am I. Can you imagine? And that's for Prabhupada's every lecture is that we are not this body. Why? Because we forget it. And this is with humility. Sanatana Goswami is saying, K-ami, I do not even know who am I. Why he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Because he knew everything. He knew who he is. He knew who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, who know Krishna is. That's why he has come. So he didn't say that because I know you are Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are incarnated, you are Krishna himself, and I'm your devotee, and I have come to just to be with you. He didn't say that. Just his basic saying thing, okay, I do not know who am I. And I do not know why these threefold miseries are, they are troubling me. Can you help me? So this is the way you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the who Sanatana Goswami is presenting in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sanatana Goswami is one of the great one of the six Goswamis. Of course, all of these Goswamis are they are appearing in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this mood. So what about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Just imagine when he went to see Ishwara Puri, in Gaya. So what is he saying? He said, I don't know anything. When he came back, he was just chanting Hare Krishna. And he said, what happened? You are just chanting Hare Krishna. So what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. He is saying, Guru more murkha dekhi korila shasan. So Guru saw that I am murkha, I am foolish, I am useless. Therefore, he says, for you don't worry about reading scriptures, or you will not understand anything. Just chant Hare Krishna. Guru more murkha dekhi korila shasan. And he gave me this Hare Krishna mantra. He punished me. You know, he said, you don't know. So that Krishna himself is showing at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Guru more murkha dekhi korila shasan. So Guru saw that I am full. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing this humility to get attracted, great attraction of the mercy of his spiritual master. So this humility is not external, it is not a kind of it's coming from his heart. That is how we see, and that's what we learn from this episode of Prahlad Maharaj. So finally, there are so many, we can go on hours about many devotees. In fact, every devotee who goes to Krishna, who goes to temple, maybe many of you also, when you go to temple, go in front of the good spiritual master Vaishnava, you also go in such a mood, practically every Vaishnava, unless he has this mood, he cannot get any mercy. So we know that, but it's just simply because it's a today's subject. It is very nice to contemplate on that. So it's beautiful. It's a very long Bhaktivinoda Thakur's realization. So now you see Bhaktivinoda Thakur this is from Kalyan Kalpatru, which he is writing way at the end of his life, So what is he saying? Amara Jivan Sada Paperata Nahika Punyera Lesha. Can you imagine? He said, Amara Jivan, I have wasted my life, Paperata, in all sinful activities. My life is full of sinful activities. Amara Jivan Sada Pap, Nahika Punyera Lesha. There is not a single trace, Lesha, trace of pious activity. So this is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. In the same mode, we can see this Gopinath Mama Nivedana Suno. So I'm not, just for the restraint of time, I'm not going to recite the verses, but I'll read the translation. Said, O Gopinath, please remove the torments of worldly existence. I can no longer tolerate the pain of ignorance and the repeated succession of birth and death. So he's on our own, we cannot go out of ignorance. So why we are out of ignorance? Because we are getting the knowledge from Krishna himself. That is the help we are getting. So we have to be humble to get that knowledge. So we have to admit that I'm in ignorance and you give me the knowledge. And please relieve me from birth, the succession of birth and death. No, who is capable of doing that? Not any demigod. So only Krishna is. So we have to pray, please relieve me from birth, old age, disease, and death. I'm tired of this, My duty is to serve you, but I have forgotten that that's the reason I have to repeatedly take this birth, old age, and disease. So I'm tormented of this, I'm troubled by this worldly existence. You be merciful unto me. Said, indeed, I am servant of lust, worldly desires are awakening in my heart. He said, I am servant of lust, and worldly desires are awakening in my heart. And thus, the noose of fruitive work is beginning to tighten. So fruitive work is karma. So why we are bound by karma, actions and reactions? Because of this lusty desires. What is lusty desires? Not just as man-woman relationship. Lusty desires means anything that you feel like enjoying in this world. It is a lust. Other than Krishna, serving Krishna, everything is lust. So I'm developing my karma, my karmic cycle is becoming more and more and more. It's like a noose tightening my neck. All these worldly attractions are tightening my neck. So only Gopinath, you are the Lord of Gopis. Only you can relieve me from this. So we have to admit, this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur is admitting. O Gopinath, when will I wake up and abandon this enemy of lust? And when will you manifest yourself in my heart? So you see, he's not saying that I am capable of doing this. When will I? That means he's asking for his help, and when I will attract your mercy in my heart. So he is admitting that it is not possible to, control the lust. It's only Krishna who is, who is known as Madan Mohan, because it is said somewhere in the Bhagavatam that we are all captured by Madan, lust. But the Krishna is Madan Mohan. He can attract Kama. So therefore, if we are attracted to Krishna, Madan will not be in the heart. So, O Gopinath, I am your devotee, but having abandoned you and thus having forgotten my real treasure, I have worshipped this mundane world. So, worshipping Krishna is a real treasure. But why we forget that? I have worshipped this mundane world. I have worshipped this temporary world which is always changing. So, Jiva is eternal and Krishna is eternal. Our service to Krishna is eternal. So, that is why when we serve Krishna, that is eternal happiness. So what happiness we get in this material world is temporary. So therefore we have to keep on changing the thing. You can see people in this world, how they are changing. They are not satisfied with the same thing every day. Not possible. But devotees, they are chanting for 50 years, every day, 2 hours. They are serving the same deities for 40, 50 years. They are eating the same prasadam, even though it is, same, but still, why they are happy? They don't feel like changing, because that is Krishna consciousness. It is Sanatan, it is eternal. But we can see people in this world, how many times they change their habits, how many times they change their entertainment and all these things. Still, they are suffering. Still, they are, they don't even know why they are doing that. So therefore, I worship this mundane world. So this mundane words means word changing world. Everything in this world is changing. But Sanatan Dharma means which doesn't change. As a Atma, our service to Paramatma, Krishna, that never changes. So that is eternal. So he admits that because I am engaged in mundane happiness, therefore I'm losing this treasure of Krishna consciousness. O Gopinath, you have everything. Now, having punished your servant, please give him a place in your heart. Now, he's praying that now you have punished me enough for my karmic reactions. I went through 8,400,000 species of life. Now, please please protect me from this and give me shelter of your lotus feet. So I am certainly very foolish, and I have never known what is good for me. Therefore, such is my condition. Why I am suffering in this world? Because I am foolish and I don't know what I am supposed to do. Now you are indeed the wisest person. He said, he is admitting, I am fool. You are indeed the wisest person. Please look for a way to bring about auspiciousness for the fool. Said, you try to help me so that this fool can start serving you. And please do not consider this servant as an outsider. Please don't consider me to be outsider. So this is the prayer of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada is also praying, when Markane Bhagavad Dharma, when he is on the Jaladuta, he said, Krishna, I am so fallen. People have given me the name Bhakti Vedanta, but I have no Bhakti and I don't even know the Vedas. I don't even know what I'm going to do when I go to America. I'm just use me as a toy in your hand. So this is the mood actually, that's all we learn from Prahlad Maharaj. Even though Narsinghdev have kept his hand on his head, he is not considering he's qualified. He's surprised how he got this, which even the Lakshmi and Brahma and even Shiva do not get. So bhakti is so precious, even the devatas do not get. But as a human being, we are getting it. But if we have this mood, Krishna will be attracted to us and he will give us more and more engagement in his service. So I'll stop here. So any questions? I don't know if I went over the time. I'm sorry. Any questions or
Hare
comments?
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for your session today and enlightening us. We have learned so much about how to attract the mercy of the Lord. With your permission, shall we go ahead with the question and answer session, Prabhuji?
Yes, I already
If you
said
have
that.
time.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. So I request all the dear devotees, if anyone have any question, could you please raise your hands? Uh,
Is anybody awake?
yes, Prabhuji. The class was so clear and so crisp and so to the point that okay, we have one dear devotee, Vasundhara Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam. Could you please go ahead with your question, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavats. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. An eye opener is what I can say. Simple, subtle, but very, very strong, very effective is what I can say. In fact, I really got stuck in one of the verses that you spoke about, 7.28. Esham Tvanta Esham Tvanta Gatam Papam Jananam Punya Karmanam Te Dvandva Moha Nirmukta Bhajante Ma Drudavrataha. I really got stuck here because I felt so unqualified and fallen. And I was actually wondering, how is that I've taken up to devotion services? Two things. First of all, now I'm able to realize, and all those qualities are surfacing. I can see what kind of a fallen soul, bad person I am. But still, I'm trying to practice devotion services. So I was able to relate to one thing that you said, the mood of Akrura when he entered Vrindavan Dham, and what kind of mood each one of us should have. When I say each one of us, myself is what I'm saying. So I've entered into this devotional services, which is to try to please Krishna. So now I know that all the bad qualities, traits of mine have surfaced, and I'm still trying to endeavor to practice devotional services. Yes, today you've given a kind of an eye-opener. Still, we need to enter the Vrindavan Dham. Still, we need to pursue devotional services to qualify ourselves. Is that what I need to understand from the 7.28? Because here in the purport explanation, it says that one who is freed from sinful reactions, one who has done a lot of base activities, becomes eligible to kind of, worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But I know myself when I introspect, I'm nowhere at all, Prabhuji. I'm trying to be honest and admit in front of the elevated Vaishnavas and yourself. So a kind of a guilt has really surfaced more than what it was. So could you please help guide?
Yes.
I don't know if it is a relevant question. Please excuse me.
So we know that actually we don't know why we have come to devotional service. It is not that most of the people, they are not looking for devotional service. Sometimes in Kali Yuga, people run away from devotional service. Remember the first day somebody was trying to preach you and he was telling you, try, just chant Mataji, one round you chant. Oh, no time. Read Prasad.
Yes.
We try to run away. So even though
Yes.
Mahaprabhu is coming to us and giving this, we are running away.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine. So what is that? The persistence of the Vaishnava. So that is their krupa. They kept on, following us, or they kept on encouraging us. So it is not our qualification. It is their humility.
Mercy.
It is their mercy. We have to never forget that. Never forget that. Somebody's mercy that I am made of. That is the whole class was about that. We should never ever think that I am here because of my qualification.
Right.
Bali Maharaj once told me that even if you have not done any sinful activities for 50 years, you should be lamenting and crying for the sinful activities you did 50 years ago. That will keep you humble.
Okay.
Humble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavats.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam of Krishna Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat.
Very, very wonderful class, Prabhuji. Very nice explanation about humility. How humble, Prahlad Maharaj is. He doesn't say that I deserve this. Like, I was throwing from the cliff and I was putting in the hot oil and I was, underneath the elephant. And like that, he doesn't say that I did not lose my faith. Look how great I am. He just says, I don't deserve all this and I am born in a demoniac family. Like that, he says. So, means all the humility, even Sudama, he was the friend of Krishna, but he doesn't say, oh, I am the Krishna's friend. No, he just, he's so humble. Like, even though we get the darshan of Krishna, we should feel like, I don't deserve this, but I'm getting this. It's like because of Krishna's mercy. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Prabhuji. Very, very wonderful class.
Thank you for giving me a chance.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we have one more hand raised. I request Param Pavni Shama Mataji, please go ahead with your question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji, for the opportunity. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So blissful class, and it is so transforming, heart transforming class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question. Like you during the class, you mentioned multiple bhajans of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and where he expressed his dainyata, and this is how we learn from him. And Prabhuji, while singing one bhajan, that is Bhajahu Re Mana Sri Nandanandana, that bhajan in like in one the second paragraph, when it is said that Bifalesh se binu kripana durjana chapala sukhalabal Prabhuji, when I sing that line, I feel like, how can I say others, like, although there are materialistic people, but Krishna is Paramatma is there in their hand. Like I was like them a few years back. So how I cannot like tell them, or what should be my mood when I say that kripana durjana words, like these two words. Like when I say these two words, I feel like
First, yeah, I got the point. First, you have to understand the prayer. This is a prayer, and this is also the same related to today's point what we are discussing. It is the devotee is expressing his heart, correct? And he feels bad for as a preacher to see others are engaged in a chapala. That means the flickering happiness, krupana. How they are krupana means unfortunate. They have got this human form of life, and they are drinking the poison knowingly. Just like somebody smokes a cigarette, which is written on that, right? Smoking is injurious to health, but still people smoke. What is there to, we cannot understand. Why? So the Krishna has stamped this word as Dukhalayam or Shashwatam. What is there to enjoy in this word? But people don't understand. And therefore, the Vaishnava's heart is crying. And therefore, he's saying that people are wasting. Yes, how we should see that? We should see that to Krishna, I am wasting my life too, but somehow you have engaged me in service. And that's why I know that this is, I also feel bad for me, but at the same time, I feel bad for the people. So I can give this knowledge to as many people as I can during this life, and give them the introduction to Krishna consciousness or engage them in their service. So we are not seeing in a critical mood, we are seeing in a compassionate mood. We are not comparing that we are better than the others, but we are compassionately seeing it. Our heart starts crying by seeing that, people are suffering. It's our hearts cry. It is not by, I am better situated. I follow 4 principles. I chant 16 rounds. Look at these nonsense people. Look at these foolish people. They're wasting their life. Not in that mode. You are seeing them in the mood of how I can help them. In the mood of how I can help them. So in that sense, yes, that is, we see, first I am Krupana, but that's a 2-part. First thing I should see that I am so fortunate, even though I am like them. I was also one of them, I was also one of like them. But somehow by Vaishnava's mercy, by Guru's mercy, by Krishna's mercy, by Prabhupada's mercy, I am here. How I am here? Because of Prabhupada's mercy. So I can extend the same thing which I got to the others. Then that is real compassion. Right? So that is what we are trying to develop in our heart. First, we should understand we are drinking poison if we are not completely engaged, and then help others to take away the glass of poison in their hand. Okay? Hare Krishna. Thank you. Nice question.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for clarifying this question. So our mode should be compassionate, not critical. Thank you. Hare.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you for all presenting your question. Thank you, Prabhuji, for answering the question. And I don't see any hand raised for today.
Good.
So, Prabhuji, we have a few comments in the chat box. Lalita Mataji is saying, wonderful class, and with so many examples of humility. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sanatan Goswami, and the Bhajan of Bhakti Vinoda Thakur, and many more. Thank you so much for your class. And Nikita Mataji is also expressing her gratitude. Thank you, Prabhuji, for an enlightening class on how to attract mercy of the Lord by being humble with the great examples. Hare Krishna. And Prabhuji, I don't see any more hand raised or any question in the chat box. So with your permission, can we end the call here?
I don't see any Prabhujis today. Normally I see many Prabhujis. Are they busy today? My friends are not, I'm saying. Every time so many Prabhujis are also there. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, we miss
Once
Supakat
again,
Prabhuji, I
it's
guess. He is not
middle of the week and everybody is busy in working. That's good.
Yes.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the session today, Prabhuji, and we look forward for your association in the next class very soon. So no one has any further questions, so we can end the call here. And thank you so much for enlightening us today. We are eternally grateful to you, and we look forward for the association. Let's offer our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubyascha
Santanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari.
Hari Hari Bo.
Dear devotees, we have Ekadashi today, so we'll be having a reading session.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining today's session. Please don't leave the call. As we all know that every Ekadasi we read the glories. Today also we are going to read the glories. Give me a minute. I will start a new live. Yeah, just remove the spotlights and then. Yeah. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, I did not stop the previous live.